Section 704, deductive value, method 4, where the dutable value cannot be determined under the preceding method. The dutable value shall be the deductive value unless otherwise requested by the importer as provided in section 700 hereof. The deductive value which shall be based on the unit price at which the imported goods or identical or similar imported goods are sold in the Philippines in the same condition in the same condition in the greatest aggregate quality quantity at or about the time of the importation of the goods being valued to persons not related to the persons from whom they buy such goods, subject to the deduction for the following. Uh, Either the commission usually paid or to be paid, or the addition usually made profit and general expense in connection with sales in such country of imported goods of the same class or kind. The cost of transport, the usual cost of transport and insurance associated cost incurred within the Philippines. So, where the appropriate the cost of transport of the imported goods from the port of exportation to the port of entry in the Philippines, loading, unloading, and handling charges associated with the transport of the imported goods from the country of exportation to the port of entry in the Philippines, and insurance and subsection the customs value and other national taxes payable in the Philippines by which of the importation or sale of the goods, if neither the imported goods nor identical or similar imported goods are sold at or about the importation of the time of importation of the goods being valued in the Philippines in the conditions where they are where they are imported. The customs value shall subject to the condition set in the preceding paragraph. Uh, be based on the unit price and which the imported goods are identical or similar imported goods sold in the Philippines in the condition they were imported and the earliest date of the importation of the goods being valued, but before the expiration of 90 days after such importation, if neither the importation goods nor identical nor similar importation goods are sold in the Philippines in the condition as imported, then if the importer so requests, the dutable value shall be based on the unit price at which the imported goods after further processing are sold in the greatest aggregate quantity to the person in the which who are not related to the person from who they buy such goods, subject to the allowance for the for the value by such processing and the deduction provided under subsection 1, 2, 3, and 4 hereof. Section 705, computed value, method 5, where the dutable value cannot be determined under the preceding method, and dutable value shall be the computed value of the sum of the value of the sum. Subsection 1, the cost of the value of materials and fabrication or other processing employed in producing the importation goods or uh, imported goods. The amount, subsection 2, the amount the amount for profit and general expense equal to that, usually reflected in the sale of goods of the same kind or in the same kind class or class as the goods being valued, which are made by producers in the country of exportation for export to the Philippines. Subsection 3, the freight, insurance fees, and other transportation expenses for ano to? For the importation of goods. Subsection 4, any assessed if its value is not included under paragraph 1 hereof, or the cost of containers and packing if their values are not included under paragraph 1 hereof. Uh, the Bureau shall not require or compile any person not residing in the Philippines to produce for examination or to allow access to any account or other record for the purpose of determining computed value. So, however, information supplied by the producer of the goods for the ano ito? Producer of the goods for the purpose of determining the customs value may be verified in another country with the agreement of the producer, and provided that the producer will give sufficient advance notice to the government of the country in question, and that later does not object to the investigation. uh, ito ito section section 706, uh, fallback value method 6. Sa to kalimot ko sa to Tara. Section 706, fallback value method 6. If the dutable value cannot be determined under the preceding method described above, it shall be determined by using other reasonable means, and on the basis of data available in the Philippines. If the importer so requests, the importer shall be informed in writing the dutable value determined under the method 6 and the method used to determine such value. uh, no dutable value shall be determined under method 6 on the basis of subsection 1, the selling price in the Philippines of goods produced in Philippines, the price of goods in the domestic market of the country exportation, uh, uh, system that provides for acceptance for customs purposes of the higher of the two alternative values, the cost of production and other than computed values that have been determined, or identical or similar goods in accordance with method 5 hereof. The price of goods for export to a country other than Philippines, minimum customs value, and arbitrary or fictitious values. So, Section 707, ascertain of the accuracy of the declared value. So, nothing in this section shall be construed as restricting or calling into questions the right of the Bureau to ascertain the truth or accuracy of any statement, documents or declaration presented for customs valuation purposes. When a declaration has been presented, uh, uh, bureau when the bureau has to dub the truth of accuracy of the of a particular of the particular or of documents produced in support of such declaration, may ask if it may ask the importer to provide further explanation, and including the documents or other evidence that the declared value represent the amount actually paid or payable for the imported goods, adjusted in accordance with the provision of Section 701 of this Act. So, if the course of determining the dutable value of imported goods, it becomes necessary to delay the final destination or determination of such dutable value. The importer shall be nevertheless be able to secure the release of the imported goods upon the posting of a sufficient security in amount of equivalent to equivalent to the duties and taxes in dispute condition on the payment of additional duties and taxes, if any, as may be determined, provided that the prohibited goods shall be released under the any circumstances. So, if after receiving further information, or the absence of a response, or the bureau still has the reasonable doubts on the truth or accuracy of a declared value, so it may deem that sa to uh, it may deem that the customs value of the imported goods cannot be determined under method 1 without prejudice to the importers right to appeal pursuant to section 1104 of this act, uh, before taking a final decision. The district collector shall communicate to the importer in writing, if requested, the grounds of the grounds for doubting the truth of accuracy of the particular or documents produce, and give importer a reasonable opportunity to respond. So, when a final decision is made, the Bureau shall communicate its decision and the grounds therefore in writing. In Section 708, exchange rate for the assessment and collection of import duty upon imported goods and for other purposes, the value and the prices thereof quoted in the foreign currency shall be converted into the currency of the Philippines. So at the current rate of exchange or value specified or published from time to time by the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas or BSP. sa ta